Welcome to Shan the channel. I'm Shan and today we're reading some Reddit stories. This first one is from Am I the Asshole? So let's get into it. Am I the asshole for refusing to give a lift to a disabled veteran? Right off the bat, I would say you're not obligated to, but it's a kind thing to do, so maybe a little bit. Let's see how the story goes. I, 19 female, have been riding motorbikes since I was 17. I have a full license, but I hate having people on the back of my bike. I've taken some of my lighter friends around, but even then, the added weight and responsibility of a passenger stresses me to no end. Okay. No, I can understand that. When I first started driving, I was terrified of having passengers in my car and just absolutely terrified that I would crash and be like, I'm sorry, my bad. Yesterday, I was on my way home when I saw another biker pulled up on the side of the road. I pulled over alongside him to see if he needed help. He told me the frame on one of his wheels had bent. He said he lived a few minutes away and he could get his van, load the bike up and fix it at home. This man looked to be 6 foot and maybe 120 kgs, which is double the weight of anyone I've had as a passenger before. Okay. He asked me for a ride and I explained I'm not comfortable with it. He tried convincing me, assuring me it was only a few minutes, but I stood my ground. I offered to stay with his bike while he walked to his or hailed another ride. He started mentioning how he was a disabled veteran. Okay. Clearly expecting this to change my mind. He is an immigrant, not even my country's veteran. Okay, I don't think that should really matter. When I still refused, he called me a bitch and told me to leave. Okay. Bit of an overreaction, don't you think? When I got home, I told my brother about this and he called me selfish for not putting up with my discomfort to help this man. Am I the asshole? I don't think that you're the asshole. I think that you didn't feel comfortable, and I think that when you're second guessing yourself on the road, that can be, not great. So, you don't want to be driving and second guessing whether or not you're going to crash. You want to feel comfortable when you're driving. I don't ride motorbikes, so to be fair, they could be a lot more taxing than I am giving. Anyways, so yeah, I don't think that you are the asshole. I think that him calling you a bitch was kind of extremely rude. The fact that he started mentioning that he was a disabled veteran in order to try and convince you is weaponizing information, and I don't like that at all. I think that it's completely fair for you to not feel comfortable. I mean, you did something nice. You pulled over to see how this person was. You set some boundaries. You told him that you were willing to wait with his bike, which, to be fair, I mean, maybe on his end, he might be a bit distrustful. Maybe he might think that you may steal the bike while he's walking home. I have a paranoid brain, so those kinds of thoughts come to me pretty easily. But if he didn't feel comfortable enough to walk home or catch a ride home, then I don't think it's your responsibility to be driving him anywhere. There's an edit here. People are failing to understand what I mean by he's an immigrant, not even my country's veteran. I mean, he literally didn't serve my country. He's a veteran for another country. I've figured that, but I didn't think that that was necessarily important. I think that if someone serves, if they're a veteran, they are a veteran. It doesn't really, I don't even think that necessarily is important to this whole story, to begin with. So no, I don't think that you're the asshole. I think you did everything correctly. I actually don't know what else you could have done. I mean, we live in a day and age where you can, order an Uber or, a taxi or There's other options other than Uber out there as well, depending on where you live. The fact that he didn't just order an Uber to go home, I mean, again, there's that aspect of like perhaps being scared of someone stealing your stuff. Isn't that why we have like roadside assistance? Anyways, let's see if there's any comments here. Not the asshole for not doing something you weren't comfortable with. However, immigrants can and do serve in many militaries around the world, though I'll assume you were in the US because no other country cares nearly as much if someone is a veteran or not. That's true. Immigrants to the US can serve in the US military. You are veering into xenophobia with that comment. Yeah, it was a bit of a weird comment to make, to be honest. He said he was an American veteran. We do not live in America. I told my brother about this and he called me selfish for not putting up with my discomfort. Your brother is an asshole. It wasn't about discomfort, it was about safety. Absolutely. If you don't think you can drive safely with a large person on your bike, then you don't do it. You made the right choice in every way. Absolutely. I completely forgot about the brother. Not the asshole. Your discomfort with having passengers on your motorcycle is completely valid and should be respected. It's important to prioritize your safety and comfort when riding, especially considering the added responsibility or potential risks of having a passenger, particularly one much larger than usual. Yes, absolutely. You offered to help the biker in other ways, such as staying with the bike while he sorted out transportation. That shows empathy and willingness to assist within your comfort zone. The fact that he tried to guilt trip you by mentioning his status as a disabled veteran is manipulative and inappropriate. Absolutely, it's weaponizing information. Your brother's opinion doesn't consider your perspective and the genuine concerns that you have for your safety and your safety of your potential passengers. Riding a motorcycle requires full attention and confidence, and it's important to make decisions that align with your comfort level. You did the right thing by standing your ground. Absolutely. So this person was declared not the asshole, which I feel like is pretty valid. What did you guys think? Let me know. And let me know if there's anything else that you could have come up with that this person could have done. Am I the asshole for suggesting we name our baby after my ex/dead friend? What do you mean ex/dead friend? My husband, 30 male, and I, 28 female, are pregnant and thinking of baby names for our son due later this year. We got a good list of names we love, but we're still undecided. The other night I was up late with a bout of insomnia, thinking about when our baby is going to be a kid and what he'll be like. And I remembered my childhood best friend Lucas. Okay. We were best friends from 5 to 15. When he passed away about a month before he died, we started dating, okay? As in, we held hands in the hall at school and kissed a handful of times. My husband knows about him as I have fond memories with him, and he is in a lot of my childhood photos. He has never shown any disdain to me talking about Lucas. I also do not harbor any leftover romantic feelings for Lucas. I loved him, but we were not in love. Just kids doing what kids do. He was my best friend and I miss him, but he is dead. Sorry to hear that. Lucas is a pretty timeless name with multiple variations, as well as a way to honor my childhood best friend, especially since he doesn't have any siblings who could name their children after him. Plus, a lot of my and my husband's first name ideas have multiple syllables, so I thought a short middle name like Luke would help balance it out. Okay. I suggested it and my husband hit the roof. He said me wanting to name our baby after an ex-boyfriend was gross and insulting to him as a father. Okay. He said if the baby should be named after anyone, it should be him. I told him I wasn't trying to be insulting and it was just an idea, not a name I was set on, and him vetoing it was completely fine. I also said I wasn't naming our baby after an ex, but an old friend. He's still angry though, and is demanding I apologize for disrespecting him as a father. That's an interesting reaction. I refused to apologize because the suggestion wasn't a way to disrespect him. It had nothing to do with him at all. It was just a way to pay homage to my friend. He said he's not interested in brainstorming ideas anymore and has been giving me the cold shoulder ever since. Am I the asshole? From that, I don't think so. The verdict was asshole. So a little bit of an update, or a little bit more edited in. So maybe there's a little bit more to the story. But from what I've read so far, it sounds like your husband, are they husband and wife? Yes, your husband has severely overreacted. Perhaps he has had some underlying feelings about this and have just bubbled up with you suggesting such a thing, but I don't think you should have to apologize for that. There's still more to read. ETA, I will not be apologizing to my husband. A lot of people pointed out that whether I meant to offend him or not, his feelings were hurt, and I do want to try and remedy that. I'm also going to try and have a conversation about how he feels about Lucas moving forward. I now see a lot of people are getting caught by the ex part, as my husband is. I assume it was clear that I do not have feelings for Lucas. I do not wish I was having a baby with him instead. He was not a childhood crush. As an adult, I know that we are pairing off because that's what everyone else our age was doing, and he was my very best friend, so why not? When he died, I mourned the death of a friend, not an ex-lover. I am also not trying to force this name on our baby. It was merely a suggestion because I thought it was sweet and it fit what we were looking for in names. If my husband says no, it's a no. I don't know why people thought I would do otherwise. I do not understand how this is an asshole post. It was a suggestion and your husband, I feel like, overreacted. Let's look at some of the comments, I guess. No judgment when naming a baby. It's best to agree to keep all of the names of exes, even innocuous ones, off the table because inevitably it leads to an argument. My husband wanted to name our son Jeffrey. I reminded him I have 2 exes named Jeff and they were both jagweeds. He'd forgotten and started to laugh and we picked another name. I do agree we should keep exes out of the name discussion. However, this ex was a friend also and somebody who died. So, I mean, people need to remember that as well. It's someone that was part of your life for a very long time and they're dead now. Not just exes, but any name that brings up bad memories. I vetoed the name of my father-in-law, not because it was the father-in-law's name, but because it was the name of an obnoxious bully who made my life hell as a child. I didn't want to be reminded of him every time I said my future son's name. In the end, it didn't matter since my children were both girls. This is wild, man. This is wild. Well, I mean, a lot of these people seem to be hung up on the ex situation. Oh, here we go, not the arsehole. He's not an ex, he's a friend who passed away. I think that's perfectly fine in this case, but the husband doesn't, so it's vetoed. I'm curious what you guys think about this. It's interesting that people are very hung up on the ex part and not the fact that the person is dead. Literally. It would be honoring someone who was a part of your life for a long time. I mean, Maybe you dated them for a couple of months. Maybe you kissed a couple of times. It's not that big of a deal, I think. I don't know, maybe that's just me. What do you guys think? Let me know. Am I the asshole for lying about a nut allergy because I don't like nuts? I've done this. So, I'm very fussy, and sometimes when people are talking about, you know, do you want this food? They can be very aggressive with trying to offer you food, especially if it's something that you don't like. And occasionally I have said, no thank you, I'm allergic to that product, just to like shut down the conversation, because sometimes people can be very pushy. Like, for example, I don't like bananas. I've been, you know, told many times, oh, have a banana, come on, have one. I've had someone peel one in front of me and to try and force it down my throat, because some people just have no boundaries. And I've just said I'm allergic to bananas it gets them off my back every time. I actually don't think I'm allergic to anything except for fabric band-aids. Random as hell. Anyways, let's read the story. I met my wife in 2007 and I have been very happily married for many years. But when we first met, I told her I had a nut allergy, which wasn't entirely true at the time. I just really didn't like nuts, peanut butter, or anything of the sort. So rather than explaining to people that I don't like nuts and have them ask why, I just thought it was easier to say I have an allergy. I mean, I get it. Yep. I never got tested as a kid, and because I never really ate them, we just assumed I was fine with nuts, but just didn't like eating them. One day, she gave me a muffin which had nuts in it, and she realized after my first bite and smacked it out of my hands in fear that she was about to start an allergic reaction. Obviously, at this point, I had to come clean on the matter, and she was pissed and felt like I had lied to her, which it was a lie, but I just didn't think it was too big of a deal. Now, fast forward to 2024, for reasons unknown, I wanted to try an American style peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I actually really like them, but when I would eat one, I started to get a rash on my face, and as it turns out, I am legitimately allergic to nuts. My wife was pissed at this discovery and wanted to confirm with further testing, refusing to believe I am actually allergic. So am I the asshole for telling my wife I was allergic to nuts? I think that, see, I just like talked about how I've done this. However, this is your wife. So, I mean, at some point, I think it was important to maybe become clean about it. But I understand the, like, wanting to just say you were allergic to something to not have to deal with it. I don't know. I think it's something very, this is so little. I'm sorry. Like, okay, maybe she freaked out about, you know, this allergic reaction. She was terrified for your life, which, I mean, fair enough, but I don't think it's that big of a deal, to be honest. Maybe because I've done the same thing. But apparently, the verdict was arsehole. There's an edit here. Okay, I concede that I am the asshole in this situation, but I would like to clarify a couple things. One, I've been with my wife since 2007. I said the lie in 2007 and she discovers the truth in 2007. Only took her a few months to catch me out. Okay, that's, again, not that big of a deal, I don't think. It's not like you were holding on to a secret for like 12 years. My wife has never had to go out of her way for me ever since she discovered the lie. I've asked this question because it's only been in the last couple of months we've discovered that I break out in a rash with peanut butter. I've been with my wife since 2007. I must be doing something right if she is stuck by me for this long. Sarcasm aside, I do legitimately treat that lady like a queen, and I am very lucky to have her in my life. However, I would like to extend an apology to those who might have been offended by this. I know there's a lot of people out there who have severe allergies that can be very life-threatening or worse. In 2007, I was quite young and just thought it was a small white lie. Right. See, there's that aspect of like people that actually have allergies to things. It can be quite life-threatening. I still think it's not that big of a deal. I don't think that this guy, yeah, I think so. I don't think that this guy is an asshole. I don't know, let's read some of the comments. You're the asshole for lying. Allergies are serious, not something to pretend about. But it sounds like you actually are allergic to peanuts. You should get an allergist and get testing to confirm that. FYI, peanuts are technically legumes. And being allergic to peanuts doesn't necessarily mean you're allergic to other nuts. An allergist can help you determine exactly what you're allergic to. That will help with your wife because you can't lie about objective medical test results. I would be pissed at you too if I were her. Lying about something this serious is really shitty. And as someone with an anaphylactic food allergy myself, I find it infuriating. People who lie like you did are the reason we don't get believed about real, very serious food allergies. Yes, I didn't think of that. Now I feel like a dick. Well, what do you guys think? I'm gonna leave this one to you guys. Would I be the asshole if I asked my ex-best friend for an expensive gift I got her back? Probably. I'm gonna go with yes, but let's read. I, 14 female, had a best friend, we'll call her Ashley, not her real name. 14 female who, along with my other close friend, decided to drop me a couple of months ago. They were very vague about what I had done wrong. It was something about me becoming too attached to them. I considered them my best friends for 3 years and it really hurt to lose them. I've been doing a lot better, and the other day my mum told me I should ask Ashley for the expensive earrings I got her for her bar mitzvah back. Your mum suggested this, okay. For context, I decided I would get her a nicer gift because I knew this was an very important celebration for her. I made sure they were the type of earrings she liked and got them custom made for around $120. My mum paid half the price for me. The funny thing is, Ashley didn't even seem to care about them when she seemed much more interested in the money she received, even though I put a lot of thought into the gift. That usually happens with like teenagers and kids, really. I feel like earrings as a gift are very lovely, but I think that when you're a teenager, money is kind of what you want, which is probably why she kind of didn't seem very excited about your present. But it sounds like you got a very nice present for her. My mum and some of my friends are saying I should ask Ashley for the earrings back, especially because they were one of the most expensive things I got her. But it seems a little trashy to me. But then again, so is abandoning your best friend. Would I be the asshole? Yes, you would. A gift is a gift, whether or not you're friends or not anymore. You can't ask for a gift back. That's just not what a gift is. If she feels like she wants to return them to you, that's fair, that's fine. Take them back, no problem. But the fact that your mum is suggesting, and some of your friends are suggesting, that you should ask for the earrings back is really petty, because this is something that, regardless of how she cared about them, you put value into them when you gave them to your friend. Sometimes giving presents isn't always about the reaction that you're going to get. It can be just a nice feeling to give to someone. And if you're taking your gift back, then that's just not cool. You know? Let's see, the verdict was arsehole. Let's read some of the comments. It would be very trashy indeed if you asked for the gift back. Once you gave it, it's hers to do with as she likes. You seem to be more mature than the adults giving this suggestion. Yes, absolutely. As for your friend dropping you, people change over time. It seems that you tried to talk it out, but that didn't lead anywhere, so perhaps it's just best to move on. Yeah, sometimes people just grow apart. Unfortunately, that's just the way the world works. A lot of the time, the people that you're friends with in high school, you don't even speak to like 2, 3, even 4 years or higher or whatever years later. They're a distant memory. What's important is that you find people that you can gel with very well and surround yourself with people that care and support you. You would be the arsehole, but it seems a little trashy to me. You are right there. It would be trashy to ask for them back. Your instincts are right on this. I'm sorry this happened, especially as you put a lot of thought into your gift and sound like a caring friend. Put your energy into moving on. These things do get easier as time passes, and I hope you find more loyal, better friends. Yes, absolutely. It's also possible that, I don't know, in like 2, 3 years from now, she finds these earrings and she actually sees the value in them, and maybe she may reach out to you again one day. Maybe. It's just a possibility. Those were some Reddit stories. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know if you guys want to see some more of these, and I'll see you in the next one.